You know, people with disabilities often don't get the opportunity to ride a bicycle with two wheels. And Paul Auger, who is here from the Treasure Valley chapter of iCan Bike, works with these individuals during a week-long camp and has had a great success rate. I believe 80% of the children that come through end riding a bike for themselves. So welcome, Paul. Thank you for coming to Our Voice. So the first question is, tell me about iCan Bike. I see you have a great t-shirt, very shiny. How does it work? Tell me about it.
Absolutely. So iCan Bike is a program that teaches individuals with any disability how to ride a conventional two-wheel bike over a 5-day, week-long program. The sessions last about 75 minutes, and the program holds about 40 riders in the camp. Basically, the equipment is specially designed for the program, and it looks like a regular bike with the back wheel looking like a rolling pin instead of the tire. And so it creates a huge level of stability for the riders. And as they progress, they take pit stops or breaks, and the riders are encouraged to go get a drink of water or take a break, and they swap out that rolling pin to create a taper on the back wheel. And that creates a level of instability, and they progress through different rolling pins that have greater tapers until they're close to the same level of instability that a normal bicycle would have.
Oh, wow.
At that point, they're transitioned from more of a gymnasium setting into a parking lot area where they actually get to ride a conventional two-wheel bike.
And the majority of the children that you're working with, I assume, do you get some adults as well, or is it mostly children?
The program basically starts at the age of 8, but there's no upper end cap. If there was an individual, let's say, that's 90 years old that wanted to learn how to ride a bike and didn't know how to do so, they could certainly participate in the program.
Oh, wow. So the majority of students would be those with Down syndrome, I understand, autism, are there other
Correct. I
disabilities?
mean, we host a lot of different diagnoses, but at least in our community, we tend to have, I would say about 40% that are Down syndrome, 40% that are autism, and then 20% that are other diagnoses.
Okay. Well, great. Such a great thing for the community and for Idaho. This is the only place in Idaho that people can come and participate in iCan Bike. I assume iCan Bike is a national organization?
Yes, iCan Bike is a national organization. They have camps that are throughout the United States and also into Canada. They hold about 100 camps per year, teaching about 3,000 individuals how to ride a bike. The organization that I'm part of is the Treasure Valley Down Syndrome Association. They look for organizations like the Treasure Valley Down Syndrome Association to act as a host. The host organization's responsibility is to find the venue where the camp is going to be held, source the riders, source the volunteers that are tied to the program, bring all those components together to make the camp happen, and then they come in and do the training. The camp, in order to be successful, requires about 100 volunteers. Yeah, so
How many students do you have?
we have about 40 students that participate in the 5-day camp. Those 100 volunteers, they do or don't have to have training from prior camps. The staff will come in and work with them to teach them how to spot the riders as they're learning to progress through the various stages of the camp. But the last thing is family members are also encouraged because they're often the first line that's able to provide assistance for the rider in making them successful.
Show them how you can ride a bike. Show them how you can ride a bike. Show them how you can ride a bike. Look at that, will you? Look at that. Keep your feet on the
So
pedals.
what led you to get involved in this? I understand it's been running for 3 years.
Yeah. So
and you were there at the beginning?
Right.
Yeah.
So the Treasure Valley iCan Bike Camp is, this is our 3rd year. We started in 2014. How the camp essentially got started was I'm a parent with a daughter with Down syndrome.
Okay.
We had struggled for years to get my daughter how to learn to ride a bike. A number of years ago, we lived in Texas and had first heard about the iCan bike program when we were living there.
Okay.
At the time, my wife and I were convinced that we could still teach our daughter how to ride a bike, and so we really didn't pursue the program at that time. As now you fast forward to 2013 and we're still struggling and not having any success in getting our daughter to learn to ride a bike. And so we started investigating, what would be required to bring the camp to the Treasure Valley. So my wife and I partnered with the Treasure Valley Down Syndrome Association. We both have an affiliation with them, and convinced them to host a camp in the Treasure Valley. My daughter's success story, my wife and I were a little skepticism about her being successful. Her biggest challenge was that she didn't want to have enough speed to be able to balance herself. She was scared of the speed.
Gotcha.
And so the self-confidence that I saw develop in her over the course of that week was amazing. She basically developed the self-confidence to have that speed, and she was successful riding at the end of the program.
So if somebody in the community here would like to get in touch with you or iCan Bike, how would we go about that?
The best way to get in touch with us would be to go out to the website, which I think that you have. We certainly need any help that we can get in terms of volunteerism. Like I said, we need 100 volunteers. If people are interested in participating in the committee, the logistics of getting this camp to be successful is huge. I could certainly welcome the help. And then finally, financial help. If there's any corporate sponsors that are interested in helping, we can certainly use the financial contribution to make the camp as economical as possible. But some riders also need financial assistance to participate in the camp, so that's another avenue.
Well, that's great. It's a great thing that you're doing for the community, and it's good that you've had the response for the community, and we hope to see it continue to grow. So thank you, Paul.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you
I
a lot.
appreciate you guys having me on the program today.
Yeah, it's been great chatting with you.